Let's talk about just one of the dumbest fucking tweets I've ever read in my life. Erick Erickson, conservative commentator, said, "The difference between people who believe in the second coming of Jesus and those who believe in global warming is that Jesus will return." You know, sometimes I wonder if the conservatives actually believe the shit that they're saying. That's what I wonder. And it depends. It varies from conservative to conservative. Some of them I think are actually acting. They're doing an acting job. Other ones I think actually believe it. I'll give you an example right now. I think Bill O'Reilly is genuine. I think he actually believes the things that he talks about. I disagree with him on almost everything, but I think he's genuine. Sean Hannity, I think, is an actor. I think he's faking it. I don't know what his actual politics are. He's probably still a Republican, but he can't possibly believe the nonsense he spews because he just contradicts himself sometimes from one day to the next. I mean, that's hard to do, but he manages to do it. And Erick Erickson, I don't know. The jury's out. He's either a really, really stupid human being, or he's playing this Mr. Republican role to make money. So, I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll find out. Right now, not sure. But the exact opposite of what he's saying is true. I mean, there's evidence of climate change. 97% of climate scientists say, yes, it's happening. Yes, human beings are largely responsible. 99.8% of the peer-reviewed scientific studies from the early 1990s until the year 2012, over 12,000 studies, 99.8% of them say, yes, it's real. Yes, it's largely man-made. We need to reverse it. So there's evidence for it. Of course it's true. I'm not sure there's that big of a consensus on fucking gravity. I mean, it's over time we've accumulated enough data to realize that's what's going on here. And for Christianity, there's no evidence. There's none of that. I mean, I can't stand people who think that their faith is fact. I got no problem with anybody believing whatever they want to believe. Any religion, any non-religion, any metaphysical belief. I don't care. It's your life. That's part of freedom. I can't regulate what goes on in your head, nor do I want to. But for people to assert that their faith is fact is the most arrogant and pathetic thing to me. Because, I mean, anybody could have done that at any time in history and they would have been equally wrong. Whether it's the ancient Greeks in Greece, the ancient Romans in Rome, whether you go to, India today and listen to Hindus, or you go to a Buddhist society, listen to that. You go to China, listen to people talk about Shinto. You go to Utah, listen to Mormons or listen to Scientologists. Whatever, man. At any time in history, there's been thousands of religions. Every single one of them thought exclusively they are correct. Except here's the thing. I would venture to say that even probably a majority of people within each religion, it's a moderate thing for them. It's just I'm part of this group, whatever. I don't really buy into the stuff that they preach. It's my faith. Faith as in, it's not fact. It's not based on reason. I'm going to believe it despite the fact that there's no evidence, no proof, yada, yada. But Erick Erickson, he takes it that level above, where he's like, no, I'm going to assert that this thing is concrete, this thing is real, and I believe it enough to say Jesus will return. I mean, a lot of that comes from culture, but also I think if he actually believes it, let's assume he believes it for a second. Some of this, hardcore religion comes from fear of the unknown. What happens when I die? I don't know what happens when I die, but I want to continue to live because I'm just biologically wired to do that. So I'm gonna choose to believe something that there's no evidence for and isn't true. And look, I understand that, man. I understand that to some people the idea of non-existence drives them wild. But if you need to believe in it, believe in it. If that's what gets you through the night, fine. Believe that there's an afterlife and all that stuff. But don't cross that line where you make an ass of yourself in public by arguing for it like it's fact, because there's no evidence for it, and you should know there's no evidence for it. I mean, again, it's this level of arrogance. Now, when it comes to us, for example, what do I believe? Well, I think if I had to take a guess, I would say when we die, it's lights out. It'll feel the same way to me after I'm dead as it felt for me in the year 1764. I didn't exist. I just wasn't around. I wasn't a concept. I wasn't a thing. I was just done. I was gone. But there's no pain with that. There's no, eternal torture. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, being in your third stage of sleep. Is that what it is? Not REM sleep, because REM is when you're dreaming, but the stage right before that, when it's just darkness, right? Like, it's like that, except even more nothingness. That's not really all that scary. I mean, and look, that's just my opinion that it's not scary. I understand some people do find it scary. But all I'm asking for is, if you're going to go out in public and stand on a soapbox and make a case, you got to have something to back it up. Again, I got no problem with you believing whatever you want to believe, but don't make a fool of yourself in public and say, like, no, this is true. Jesus is going to come back. There is an afterlife. When you don't know that. Nobody knows that. Everybody is an agnostic. It's just a matter of what flavor of agnostic are you.